The spring football season is officially underway at Karl Engel Field on the campus of Riverdale High School in Fort Myers, Florida, as we have the annual Garnet versus Gold team scrimmage ready to kick off in just moments. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Riverdale Raiders Football Network. This is Nick Rush giving you the call of the action. And for those of the listening audience who may not be familiar with how the annual team scrimmage works here at RHS, we will give you the official rules that differentiate the tradition from your average high school football game. As we are just about set to go, we have a kickoff, which goes out of play, and there is a flag thrown as it rolls out of bounds up against the near sideline. We have a very quick start to the action, as let's see who's going to start off with the ball. Things move very quickly here after we had the Pledge of Allegiance at Karl Engel Field. They had a very quick coin toss, and next thing you know, the ball is teed up and kicked off. So let's see how things will work out as we are officially underway in your first of 4 12-minute quarters in this Riverdale spring football game, once again between the Garnet and the Gold. All of these players representing Riverdale High School. So it's going to be Team Garnet with the ball, and they are going to keep the ball all throughout the course of action. More here in just a moment. It's the shotgun formation. Looks like a wildcat there, and a gain of 2. As on the run for Team Gold was Quantavious Brown wearing number 1. Running the ball right up the gut. He is stopped. 2nd and 8 to go. And here is Team Garnet on their opening drive of the ball game at around the 42-yard line. So here's how the game is going to play out. All athletes participating in this matchup, once again, represent the Riverdale football team. You have players in this game from varsity, JV, and freshman, all of those rankings of high school football. Shotgun snap, and here's a handoff right up the middle. This time it is going to Eric Iamarino. Gain of 3 there. And it is 3rd down and 5 to go for Team Garnet. Just underway, 11 minutes, 20 seconds to play in your first. It is 0-0. So throughout all of regulation, Team Garnet is going to play on the offense, while the Gold will represent the defensive squad all throughout regulation. Even if there are any turnovers in the contest, Team Garnet will get the ball right back and begin a new drive from the 20-yard line, as there will be no kickoffs in this team scrimmage. Now a flag is thrown here, and it will go against Team Garnet with a false start, a 5-yard penalty, which makes it 3rd and 10 due to the 5-yard violation. Well, with the Garnet handling the ball all throughout regulation, they have a great opportunity to make things out of hand early on the scoreboard. However, it is important to remember that Team Gold can score points in the game, but it would have to be by the defense forcing a safety, pick 6, or a fumble return. So once again, 3rd and 10 here for Team Garnet on their opening offensive drive of the ball game. Remember that they will have the ball all throughout the course of the contest once again. 10:08 left in the first. It's still scoreless. Shotgun formation here for the Team Garnet starting quarterback, Dylan Ulmer. Shotgun snap, drops back with 3 feet, and now he's going to rush it right up the middle, gets it all the way to about the 50-yard line, and it appears that he is just short of the first down marker, which is placed right at the 50. Officials say it is just shy for the 4th down. There's a little bit of a mystery on who the quarterback is here in today's ball game. It is the quarterback who is wearing number 13, but he's wearing a gold uniform. Team Garnet wearing Garnet uniforms, Team Gold wearing white, and that quarterback out there right now, he is sporting an all gold shirt, and you see number 13 on the back. And it looks like it may be Connor Johnston, the quarterback, believe it or not, as we try to get things situated up here in the press box. And here's another violation going against Team Garnet. It's yet another false start. That's the second of the drive here for the Garnet. So it remains 4th down and 6 to go. It's still scoreless with 8:33 left to go. So he's wearing number 13, and it appears that the quarterback for Team Garnet, as of right now, is Connor Johnston. Dylan Ulmer, he is another quarterback here on this Riverdale football program. So it is very possible that he may see some action later on in this ball game as well. He is expected to play some quarterback appearances once the varsity season starts up in the fall. 8 minutes left to go here in the first. 8:01 to be exact off of a frozen clock. We are still scoreless. And this Riverdale spring football team scrimmage between Team Garnet and Team Gold. A little bit of a slight stoppage in play. Ball is laid out at the Team Garnet 40-yard line. They move from left to right across your computer screen here in the first. Team Gold moving from right to left here in your first quarter of action. It is 0-0 as Team Garnet hopes to capitalize on their first offensive drive of this ball game. So Connor Johnston back in the shotgun yet again. He has been on this entire drive thus far. It's yet another Wildcat coming in here to Quantavius Brown. Marches across the Garnet 45, and he is halted at the 46. So out of all of that commotion, it ends up being, yes, a fresh new set of downs for Team Garnet. Keep in mind, Team Garnet has the ball for the entire game, so even if there's a turnover on downs, they get the ball right back. So 4th down conversion there on just the other play. That failed, and it results in Team Garnet getting the ball right back. And they don't move the ball back to the 20-yard line either. Originally, that's what I thought they were going to do prior to the game, but it was announced that, hey, if there's a 4th down conversion and Garnet can't make it, they don't move the ball back, they don't move it anywhere. They put it down where they previously were, and they just send it back to 1st down. So right now it's 2nd down as we get all of that confusion cleared up. Here's yet another flag thrown. Quantavius Brown on the carry. Doesn't really get too much of a gain there. He gets an advancement of about 2 yards before a holding call is whistled up against the Garnet, which once again is the offensive team here in the ball game. It's 0-0. 6:41 to play here in your first. From Karl Engel Field at Riverdale High School, this is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play on the Riverdale Raiders Football Network. So the holding call brings Riverdale Garnet team all the way back towards their 30-yard line. So it seems like we've had a lot of penalties here in your opening minutes of action. And Team Garnet just gets dragged back further and further and further. Here's yet another rush. Moving up the far side is Anterion Payne, who gets his first carry. And he gets roughed out on the 35-yard line there, pushed off to the far sideline. So it's now 3rd down here, as right now it seems as if Team Gold, they are really looking impressive here on the defense, and they're making things difficult for the Garnet. Very warm day here in Fort Myers, Florida at the Riverdale community. As of right now, it is 86 degrees as your time here at the Karl Engel Field is 6:18 p.m. Eastern time, of course, here in Fort Myers, Florida. Wind is blowing from right to left across the football field at 12 miles per hour. Humidity is sitting at 43%, and there is no chance of precipitation. Your overall forecast is sunny, and it is a great night for Raider football. Right now, there is a little bit of a halting the play right now. Seems as if Riverdale head coach James Delgado is getting out there. He is standing right out there on the field, communicating with some of the players even as we roll on throughout this scrimmage. 5 minutes remaining in the first off of a rolling clock. No score between the Garnet and the Gold. 3rd and 15. Connor Johnston back in the gun. Shuffles off to his right side, breaks through the line of scrimmage. He pitches it off to the right side across the 45. And on the run there was Roy Jerry and Williams with some nice communication from the Garnet starting quarterback, Connor Johnston. And at first I thought he was going to keep it all to himself there. He broke through the line of scrimmage and then just pitched it off to his right side, and Roy Jerry and Williams was at the right place at the right time. It's 4th down and 4 when it comes to Team Garnet at the moment. They're trying to draw first blood. Now 4 minutes left to play in the first. There's actually a punt being tried out here. That goes downfield all the way to about the 15-yard line in the Team Gold end. So Team Gold recovers the punt, yet the Garnet are going to get the ball right back. So they go through the motions with those punts to really get everyone warmed up here and all aspects of the football team. They want to get most, if not every player out there to see some action here in this ball game. But Team Garnet, they're going to get the ball right back, even though they just punted it away from midfield. Right now, the heat index in Southwest Florida is 89 degrees. If you want to look at the heat itself, earlier this afternoon at around 1 p.m., heat index was at 98 degrees. So we are right in the beginning of May. It is May 10th as of right now. So you're certainly feeling the heat and humidity here of Southwest Florida. However, it's not as extreme as you would expect in the summer. So it's still 0-0. 3:48 left here in your first. And here's Team Garnet back with the ball. They're switching sides. They're now moving from right to left here. Johnston airing it out up against the near side. And it is incomplete up on the left sidelines. For these two teams, the Gold and the Garnet, they are both sharing the same sidelines. They are off to the near side of our broadcast position. Team Gold, they are off to the left side. Garnet off to the right. So yet again, the Garnet offense out on the field. They move from right to left after that punt. Gold now from left to right. 3:41 left here in the first. It's 0-0. Well, all eyes will be on not only the team, but James Delgado, who tonight is coaching his first game as the lead man for this Riverdale football team. He's taking over the head coaching position for Tom Roselle. Here's the snap. Shotgun and a quarterback keeper there for Johnston. Takes matters into his own hands. Gets about 2 yards ahead of the line of scrimmage. And he gets tackled by Roy Alexander on the Gold defense. Tom Roselle was the football team's previous head coach. And he's also almost the former athletic director of Riverdale High School. It has been revealed that Justin Budmeyer, he will be the new athletic director of Riverdale High School starting up next season, and he's also working as the AD for this event as well. So big congratulations to Coach Budmeyer, as we used to call him here on the Riverdale campus. He is one of 3 coaches on the Riverdale baseball team. 2:25 left here in your first quarter. Still scoreless. And after a handoff up the middle to Quantavious Brown, the Garnet are given a first down at their own 30. Here's a rush up the center, going yet again to Quantavious Brown. He lets loose of it before hitting the turf, and the Gold are going to recover it. However, once again, due to spring football rules here at the high school level, the Garnet will get it right back. And this Garnet offense, they have been looking a little bit slow and frustrated here in this first quarter. The Gold defense, they have really been able to take control in all aspects of this first quarter. However, we're still scoreless. Garnet come right back out. So here's the Garnet at the 20-yard line off to the right side of the football field. They're in their own territory yet again. Shotgun snap going to Brown. Brown cruising off to his near side, and he gets scraped down to the 45-yard line. And it was actually Darius Bell on the carry. That's his first of the ball game. And he's able to make an impressive there as he enters the game off of his first play of scrimmage. Breaks off a tackle coming from Harrison Stroll. And he had a lot of open yard ahead of him until he was stopped at the 45-yard line. That was about a 10-yard gain. That makes it first down and 10 for Team Garnet. And now this quarterback, he's scraping off to his far side. We have a new quarterback out there for the Garnet. And he makes his way all the way down to the Gold 35-yard line. And it looks like that is Darian Robinson. The new quarterback in there. Have a lot of New Jersey numbers out there. Keep in mind, it's varsity, freshman, and JV players gang out there. Some players have the same numbers, so that could be a little bit of a difficulty when it comes to getting the new players out there. We started off the game with some of the varsity players, and now it looks like some of the younger guys out there from the JV and freshman team, they're getting some action. So it looks like Johnston is, for right now, no longer the quarterback here. Right now, 3 seconds remain in the first quarter clock. It's 0-0. That does it for your first quarter of play here in the Riverdale Garnet versus Gold scrimmage football game. We'll take a quick break here and come back with your second, as once again, we have a scoreless tie. You are listening to the Riverdale Raiders Football Network. Welcome back to the Riverdale Raiders Football Network as we enter your second of 4 12-minute quarters in the Riverdale Garnet versus Gold football team scrimmage. It is 0-0, as here is Team Garnet on the offense as they are all game long here. It's a carry up the middle. About a 6-yard gain carry going to Quantavious Brown as he ran it right up the gut that time around. Remember that Team Garnet, throughout this entire game, they will be on the offense, even if there is a turnover of any sort. Team Garnet will get the ball right on back as they move from right to left here, entering your second quarter. Once again, it's 0-0. So ball at around the Gold 20-yard line at the moment. Shotgun formation. Here's a quarterback sneak coming up on the way, and there's a big scramble for it. And it looks like a Raider first down for Team Garnet. 10 minutes, 47 seconds left to play here until halftime. It's 0-0 between Team Garnet and Team Gold.
Oh, you guys are hurt. One more time. That's the Riverdale Raiders.
So right now there's a little bit of confusion on who the current quarterback is for Team Garnet. Throughout most of the first half thus far, we've seen multiple guys jump in that quarterback spot. As of right now, I believe it is number 4, Darius Bell, getting out there taking some snaps. We will keep you updated here on the quarterback situation. Once again, this is the spring football game. They want everybody gang out there. On the Riverdale staff, it's a toss to the left side. And getting all the way to the 10-yard line for Team Garnet was Jeremy Roll. It's a first down. Team Garnet right at their 10-yard line on the Gold end of the field. And right now it's a good opportunity for Team Garnet to draw first blood. It's still 0-0 with 9:42 to play here in your second. So once again, as of right now, Darius Bell is the quarterback for Team Garnet. You know, we were expecting it to switch all throughout regulation. Previously, it was Connor Johnson getting out there as the starter throughout the majority of the first. So Darius Bell breaks the snap here. Team Garnet hoping to draw first blood here in this game. And there was a flag on that previous play, a late one at that after the whistle. I believe it's a holding call that pushes back Team Garnet all the way to the Gold 30-yard line. So that kills some of the Garnet momentum. At first they were going goal to goal there. Now is not the case. There's a crazy snap. Getting back to it is Rogerian Williams cruising up the near side, getting to about the 30, and he is forced out of play for yet another break. And that will make it second down for Team Garnet, as we're still 0-0, exactly 9 minutes to play until the half. Once again, we have almost all of the Riverdale coaches out there really studying the action. They are out on the field, up and close to the players, giving some advice and calling the plays literally right next to them. So it makes for a very interesting scrimmage matchup here between the Garnet and the Gold. Shotgun formation on the way here for Bell. Bell fumbles it. You have another quarterback in there. He fumbles it off of the shotgun and drops back to around the 35 to recover the snap. That time it was Giancarlo Velez getting a rep in there as a quarterback. Let's see if he comes in for another one, as it's now 3rd and 9. Right now, Team Garnet, they are barely intruding the Gold end. Putting in a lot of effort right now to make yard gainage, but this has been the first half that's really been plagued with many violations. We've seen a lot of yellow flags tossed out there. There's a shotgun snap. Quarterback. Oh boy, he gets to the end zone up the far side, and it's a touchdown, Team Garnet. Shotgun snap from Antarion Payne. Takes the snap, runs it up the far right side, and he breaks no tackles. It's a simple run to the end zone. And right now, Riverdale head coach James Delgado, he is hoping that is the first touchdown of many here in regulation. It's 6-0 Garnet with 8:40 to play and quarter number 2. Great play once again here by Antarion Payne. He's listed as a wide receiver on my roster. He's back there taking the snap in a shotgun. Just takes it right up the far side and to the end zone. It's as simple as that. And he didn't really put on full speed there either. Had a nice brisk jog, really showing his athleticism that time around, as it's 6-0. And right now, we're trying to see what the Garnet are going to do as a result of the touchdown, whether it's a 2-point conversion or an extra point. It looks like a PAT, as Dante Quintella is out there to send up the point after touchdown. Snap is held down, it's bobbled, and now the snap holder is going to have to throw it to the end zone, and it's too far ahead for anyone to reach. As that time around, it was Noah Benintendi holding down the snap. Bobbled it right off his hands, so he just rolled it off to his right side, aired it out to the end zone, and it's too far for anyone to reach out at. So with 8:40 left to play here in quarter number 2, it's 6-0 Garnet over Gold here in this Riverdale spring football scrimmage. We'll be right back with more play-by-play action right after this break. We are back here in quarter number 2 of the Riverdale Garnet versus Gold spring football scrimmage. It's Garnet 6, Gold nothing at the moment. After just moments ago, we saw Antarion Payne with a nice rushing touchdown of 25 yards. And we are back to action here with a kickoff. Ball is teed up right at the 40-yard line on the Garnet end of the field. It looks like we may be switching sides yet again between these two teams. Right now, Team Garnet's moving from left to right. Team Gold moved from right to left. What's very interesting about this spring game is that we do have kickoffs, which is not something that you typically see. Kicking it off right now for Team Garnet is Zach Alley. Typically you don't have kickoffs in spring games, or kickoff returns for that matter, due to possibility of injury, and they're going with a return and everything down the near sideline. And let's see what happened there. It looks like the return man skipped out of play. That was number 7 on the return there. It looks like it was Myquan Shackleford. And he stepped out on the near sideline. And that was a little bit of a momentum kill for him, because once he started to really take off, he saw a lot of open field ahead of him. But that's when the officials blew the whistle. And here is Team Gold back on the offense after that Antarion Payne touchdown just moments ago. 8:29 left here until the half. It's 6-0 Team Garnet. Ball sitting at the 45. Garnet in their own zone. Connor Johnson back out there as the quarterback for the Garnet. He shuffles it to his left side, and a nice quick pitch going to Quantavius Brown. And he gets sideswiped there by Jalen Cochran, who gets credited with the tackle from Team Gold. Ball gets up ahead about 2 yards as a result of the play. It's 2nd down. Well, once again, a big part of this ball game is the head coach, James Delgado. This is the first game that he has coached with Riverdale. He represents the 3rd coach that the Raiders have been led by in 3 years when it comes to the football program. 2nd down and 8 for the Garnet. Connor Johnson back in the gun. Leaps up to get connection with the snap. Nice smooth pass up ahead to the Gold 45, and that man is laid out. Myquan Shackleford with his first catch of the game. And he comes up just shy, about 2 yards. Says it's now 3rd and 2 for the Garnet. It's 6-0 Garnet. 7:16 the play here in your second. So 3rd down yet again. Big situation here for Riverdale when it comes to the Garnet offense. This is where the game really starts to become intense. This is your spring football scrimmage game, but hey, the coaches, they take this very seriously, because this is where they decide who the starters will be for our spring football game next week versus LaBelle, and it's a handoff right up the middle to Quantavious Brown, and he just gets about a yard extra for the Riverdale first down. The Garnet lead by 6 as they get the first down. They're at the 43 in the gold end, Team Garnet. Well, Coach Delgado, before accepting the RHS football head coaching position the day after Thanksgiving in 2016, he received experience as an assistant coach at Apopka High School for 6 years. Very interesting fact about him is that we'll tell you in just a moment. Here's a rush with a running back that is met with the defensive line. It was Brown yet again getting his hands on the ball. Gain of 1. It is 2nd and 5. Well, Delgado, his late father-in-law, Richard Hagee, coached football at Riverdale from 1983 to 86, where he went 11 and 28 overall. So very interesting family connection there. Years later, he is back. And we have another family member with RHS with the football team. So just a little interesting fact there. Pass down the far side is reeled in. Myquan Shackleford just barely getting in there, avoiding the sideline white paint. And it's a first down to about the 20-yard line of Team Gold. And Coach Delgado, 31 years old, he hopes to turn the Riverdale football team into a perennial powerhouse program here in Southwest Florida when it comes to high school football. He claims that personnel will play a large part of the Raiders' improvement. So it's first down. Nice 4-receiver set here for Connor Johnston. Shotgun, and he's rushing to the 10, to the 5. Down the near sideline, and he gets stopped with a tackle courtesy of Cornelius Johnson. Well, that spring football game next week we were talking about just moments ago. That's on Thursday, May 18th versus the LaBelle Cowboys. Kickoff at 7 p.m. here at Karl Engel Field on the grounds of Riverdale High School. So this game, it certainly is a big deal for the players because they want to show that they deserve to be with the football program and they deserve to be out there for that big spring football game next Thursday night. 4:10 left here in your second. It's 6-0. Garnet over the Gold. Team Garnet trying to strike right here with the first down. Ball at the 10-yard line, shotgun snap, and once again, it's Payne trying to stretch out to the 5, and he is cut off just a little bit short, as dragging him down was Harrison Stroll. Second down, off of a 2-yard advancement there. And once again, that was Anterion Payne there with the ball in his hands. Once again, just showing that laid-back style. He's not in a hurry. He shows that brisk, steady run. Almost as if he has a lot of patience there that he's showing. Oh, there's a fumbled snap that Brown was trying to tend to, and he just plops right down on it at the 15, gain of about 5, as it is now down number 3 for Team Garnet. Trying to go goal to goal here in the gold end. Nice tongue twister there. 2:50 to go until the half. It's 6-0 at Garnet. Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play here on the Riverdale Raiders Football Network. Folks, we thank you for tuning in here on this wonderful Wednesday night. Certainly is a warm one, but no clouds in the sky. We just have a nice blue sky. provides a nice backdrop here for this ball game at Karl Engel Field. Connor Johnson just pitches it up ahead to Brown. Brown off to the right wing side, tries to trot it down to around the 10 in the goal end, and he gets shoved out of play. It's 4th down and goal. The officials are going to call it here. So it's pretty interesting. Raiders at one point for the Garnet offense, they were goal to goal. Struggled the past couple of plays, and that was a little bit of an all or nothing situation here off of 4th down. Right now it looks like a 4th down conversion is on the way here for the Garnet. Makes you wonder if later on throughout the course of this ball game we'll see any field goal attempts, and that's exactly what we're going to see here. Holding it down is Benintende. Kicking it is Dante Quintella. The Garnet, they are 0 for 1 on the day when it comes to kicking as a whole, as they previously weren't able to get a successful PAT. Here's a nice kick from Quintella. Gets some airtime, but it just dodges the upright just off to the right side, so no successful kick there. Meanwhile, Team Garnet will get back to work after that disappointing offensive drive. And Quintella had a very nice kick there, just brushed off to the right side barely. And once again, we have 12 miles per hour when it comes to the wind here today, and it's blowing from right to left. So he was kicking that ball, Dante Quintella, right into the wind that's blowing from right to left. And it makes me wonder if that's why it just barely stayed off. Chances are that's the case. We have the flag out here at Karl Engel Field. The United States flag, of course. It is way out there. It is really flying in the wind. Always a nice sight to see here at these football games. As a result of that failed kick, it is still 6-0 Team Garnet, 1:12 left to play until intermission here in this spring football scrimmage at Riverdale High School. Here's Johnston with Team Garnet at their own 20-yard line. Here's a screen off to his right side. Johnston getting to Roy Jerian Williams, who switches down to the far side. Got a little bit of room there. Only gets about 3 yards up ahead from the line of scrimmage. 2nd down. Now under 1 minute to play here in the first half. Now this is a spring scrimmage. You can highly doubt that Team Garnet is going to go rushing in a quick hurry here, trying to get the ball down the field. They're just going to try to go through the plan and see what they can do. Right now, clock stopped at 47.1 right now. And right now we're waiting to see if there are any timeouts going here for either one of these teams. There has been no timeout here in this ball game thus far. So it looks like there was one timeout. That goes over to the Garnet side. They have 2 left here in this first half. Meanwhile, the Gold, they have all 3 timeouts left here in this first half of play. So clock frozen at 47 seconds. Johnston steps back, throws up ahead, and it is almost picked off. My goodness, Zach Sanders getting back there as a linebacker. It goes right through his hands and right back out. The intended receiver was Roy Jerian Williams, streaking down the middle of the field. Zachary Sanders, very interesting position there. As he is typically a running back. Through the past 2 seasons that he has served here on the RHS varsity football team, he has competed as a running back on the offensive line. Really steady on his feet, really shows a lot of speed whenever he can get the ball in his hands. Today he is on Team Gold as a linebacker. A little bit of an unfamiliar position for him. Seems to be adjusting quite well as that ball just slipped right through his hands. Once again, pass coming from Connor Johnston, who looks like he's going to finish out this first half as the Riverdale quarterback for Team Garnet. It's 6-0 Garnet. 40.5 left here in quarter number 2. Johnston, he is racing out to his right side. He has a defenseman. He breaks one tackle, and another man brings him down. And with the hard hit there was Giovanni Velasquez, a Team Gold linebacker, who just wraps on to Connor Johnston from the back and rips him down on the left wing side of the Team Gold benches. So he's able to get out of play there. That freezes the clock as a result. 25.2 left to spare. And quarter number 2. Team Garnet up by 6. And as you can tell, it's been a very nice back and forth pace ball game between these two divisions of the Riverdale High School football program. So it's 3rd and long right now, 3rd and 15 to be exact for the Garnet, as they have a little bit of a situation that they need to solve, and now an official is going to break up the lineups here. Offensive and defensive lines are ready for the upcoming snap. Doesn't hold things for too long. Johnston drops back with 3 steps, pass right down the middle is complete, going to Quantavious Brown. No one's going to stop him, and it's another Team Garnet touchdown. He dives into the end zone with the celebration under 10 seconds to play, 8.8 to be exact, here until the half. And very fantastic play there by Quantavious Brown. Very easy target there for Connor Johnston, right down the middle of the field. And Brown, he was really hustling right there, as if it were a regular season football game. So he gets the ball in his hands, wedges his way in between 2 defenders, and after that, he gets to the races, cashes in on 6 points. That makes it 12-0 Garnet with 8.8 once again left here in the second. Let's see if there's going to be another PAT. Yes, there will be. It looks like a different kicker is out there. Once again, you have Benentende holding down the snap. And a new man out there kicking. I'll tell you who it is here in just a moment. Kick is up. Oh, and that's a beauty of a kick. And it is good. Wow. That was Robin's Beauplan coming up with a successful PAT. So the extra point there is good. That makes it 13-0 Garnet over Gold with 8 seconds left here until halftime. And that was a very nice kick. Beauplans comes out for his first PAT attempt, and he just leveled it up there in between the uprights. And judging off of that one kick, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if Riverdale saw him in some regular season action kicking PATs. Last season, Riverdale, when it comes to the varsity team at least, they were a very edgy team when it came to the offense. And if you watch them play, chances are you've seen them going for a lot of 2-point conversions after touchdowns. They've went for many 4th down conversions during struggles on the offensive drives. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if head coach Delgado for this upcoming season wants to focus a little bit on the kicking unit a little bit more. Yes, last season, once again, we had Tom Roselle as a head coach for this team, and you know he was all about the offense. And he certainly wasn't afraid to take chances no matter what the score was in the ball game or what the situation was. So right now we have yet another kickoff. This time it's Dante Quintella getting back out there as a kicker, booting up the ball, teed up at the 40, off to the left side of our broadcast position. Once again, 8 seconds left here until the half. 13-0 Garnet. Ball will be scooped up by Roy Jerian Williams, and he runs out of real estate up against the far side. Clock is stopped with 2.2 left here until the break. And now the clock will be ran, believe it or not, and that sends us to halftime. At the end of your first 2 quarters of this ball game, your score is Garnet 13, Gold nothing. Folks, we will take a very quick break, and we will come back with your third quarter of action right after this break in the Garnet versus Gold Spring Football Contest. This is Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play, and you are listening to the Riverdale Raiders Football Network. We have returned here to the Riverdale Raiders Football Network as we begin your third quarter and new half of play in the spring football action between the Garnet and the Gold of Riverdale High School. As of right now, it's 13-0 in advantage of the Garnet. And the Garnet will head right back to the offense. Keep in mind, they have the ball for the entire matchup. Team Garnet representing the offense. Team Gold playing as a defense all throughout regulation. We have a nice simulated kickoff there coming from Daniel Ulmer. On the return was Eric Molina, who got a nice run in there, but the play was broken up as he got to around the 50-yard line. Of course, a lot of these scrimmages, when it comes to the rules, it mainly are the coaches that come up with the rules and the decisions, and maybe that's something that head coach Delgado came up with. Just get a nice simulated kick in there, get a return man to rush it up a few yards, and then they blow off the play before contact was made. So either way, ball is positioned right now at the 40 in the Garnet end as they move from left to right across the football field here in your third. Team Gold running from right to left. So here's Connor Johnson. Shotgun formation, and here is a flag on the play, a 5-yard penalty. It's offsides going against Team Gold. Right now, the officials are actually taking a moment to talk through things as we are just underway here in your third quarter. It's 13-0, Team Garnet yet again. So the ball will be moved up to the 45-yard line as a result of the offsides penalty. 1st and 5 for the Garnet as they lead by 13. So everyone's lined up. Johnson back in the shotgun. Steps up. Nice wraparound handoff and a massive hit coming in there to Shackelford. Might have been a loss there of about 1 or 2 on the play as he really got roughed up with a big hit from Zach Sanders. My goodness. So it looks like it was actually a gain of 1 on the play. It's 2nd down and 9. As of right now, your score clock actually reads 14 minutes and 43 seconds. So it looks like we're playing a little bit of extra time here in this ball game as we enter the second half. Instead of 12 minutes and a quarter, we now have 15 minutes. So once again, you want to talk about the unique rules that these coaches have made up? They are really showing up right about now as we begin your third. Here's a nice wildcat coming up here to Quantavious Brown, trying to stretch out for a first down, running down the middle there. Picks up a gain of about 7. 3rd down and 8 is the official ruling. Nick Rush giving you the call here on the Riverdale Raiders Football Network. We thank you all for tuning in on this Wednesday evening. Just about an hour into this game. It's now 7:10 p.m. here in Southwest Florida. Clear skies above us. Sun is setting off to the right side of our broadcast position. Another Wildcat. Getting his hands on it is Darius Bell, and Bell just gets enough for the fresh new set of downs. He gets to pick up a 2. The Garnet lead 13-0 over the Gold. 13:32 to spare in the third. And in this entire game thus far, at least when it comes to Connor Johnston as the quarterback. He's been back in the gun this entire game. He has not been in the I formation. But hey, you never know. These two sides here, Garnet and Gold, they are both all a part of the Riverdale team when it comes to the football program. And here's a bot snap getting all the way back to the 45. It's a nice successful recovery there to Brown. Loss of 5. 2nd and 15 for the Garnet as they are now knocked back into their own zone. Brown a little bit shaken up. He's on his own feet, but he heads back to the sidelines off to the near side just to take a quick breather after a little bit of a hard hit he had when he tried to recover the ball. It was a bot snap. It didn't hit the hands of either Brown or the quarterback Johnston. But hey, Brown really made a sacrifice there by getting right on that ball and keeping this current offensive drive continuing for the Garnet offense at Riverdale. Shotgun. Getting his hands on his Payne, and Payne gets laid out. Another fumbled ball, and let's see who comes on top of it this time. It appears that the Garnet have it, and it's yet another loss of approximately 5 yards. 3rd down. Oh, Payne really got roughed up there, with Adarian Robinson applying a big hit from the defensive line. And you have to really be careful here in these spring football games. Of course, a lot of tackling is involved. It's almost full contact rules here in spring football. Here's Connor Johnston with the snap, and the keeper gets ahead a pair of yards. Nowhere near enough. It's 4th and long for the Garnet. So, of course, it would be reasonable to think that the Garnet would go for a punt this time around. They already did it once. I like to call it a simulated punt because there's no full return due to the prevention of injuries. 13-0 Garnet over Gold. 10:55 is what is left to play in the 3rd. Here comes the punt. Sending it up in the air is Robins Beauplan, who previously kicked a PAT earlier here in the night. Sends it high up in the air. Nice end-over-end kick there. It's shipped out to play up against the Gold benches at the 30-yard line, up against the near side. That ball tumbled. After trying to get to it was Myquan Shackelford. Well, this is a nice scrimmage contest, but right now these two teams are really cautious when it comes to the physicality, as you certainly do not want to come up with an injured player in a game like this. And overall, you hate to have an injured player in any game, whether it's a regular season fall football game or otherwise. But this is certainly not the game you don't want it to happen. Or not the game you want it to happen, I should say. As once again, this is just a great way to get the players warmed up for the spring football season. And to get some hyped up for the big game once again next Thursday, May 18th versus the LaBelle Cowboys. That's our next spring football game. Here at Karl Engel Field, 7 p.m. kickoff here at Riverdale High School. So Team Garnet getting the ball back yet again. Once again, for any listeners just tuning in, Team Garnet, for all of regulation, they represent the offensive team. Team Gold on the defense, and here's a pass from Johnston, which is successful up to around the 45-yard line. Up the right wing side, Brown reels it in for the catch. From right to left, Team Garnet is moving at the moment. They're up by 13 with just about 10 minutes to play here in quarter number 3. Connor Johnston, a very versatile player. More on him as we have a flag on the play. It's a false start, which picks back Team Garnet 5 yards. They were previously at their own 48. Now they're at their 43. So that sends them deeper back into their own end off of the second down situation for Garnet. Well, Connor Johnston playing as the quarterback here in this ball game. You typically, when it comes to your regular fall football game, you can find him as a wide receiver on the offensive line. So Johnson, thus far here in this ball game, really showing his versatility on the Garnet offense. 9:07 left on the third quarter clock. Team Gold trails the Garnet 0-13. Here's Johnston. He is rolling out to his left side up towards the benches across the 45. And he is just about 2 yards shy of the first down marker. And Johnson, he's really taking some risks out there as a quarterback. He's taking some big bumps in this ball game, but he's really rolling with the punches, no doubt about that. It's down number 3 at the moment. A pair of yards to go if Garnet wants to meet the expectations of a fresh new set of downs. Well, thus far, we haven't seen much of Dylan Ulmer here in this ball game, another quarterback for Riverdale. And an interesting fact about Dylan Ulmer is his brother Daniel was the starting quarterback for the varsity football squad during the previous 2 seasons, and he is about to graduate high school as a part of the class of 2016. Dylan is currently in his sophomore year as a high school student. And he is expected to have a varsity roster spot for the upcoming fall season as a quarterback. Whether he's a starter or not, that's something we do not know as of yet. And Johnson takes another tumble, but picks up more than enough for the first down. Garnet, gain of about 15 on the play, up the far left side for him. Johnson goes. Well, Dylan Ulmer, who once again has not seen any action thus far on the evening, he spent his first year of high school with the freshman football team and was called up to the JV level this past season, so it certainly would be great for him if he were able to get called up to varsity in his junior year coming up. So with the 1st and 10 situation, ball is laid out at the goal 35-yard line. The Garnet are in attacking territory, up by 13. 7 minutes, 10 seconds to play here in quarter number 3. So the scram is broken up there. That huddle took a little bit of time there for the offense, and now here's Johnston moving right up the middle, takes the body, and he is down with 5 yards to go for the first down at second down. And Connor Johnston really playing some risky football here thus far here in the third, really keeping it to himself, showing off some nice speed as well, picking up those gains. And that's something you want to see out of your quarterback. Once again, you want someone versatile that doesn't just throw the ball. Occasionally, you want a quarterback that isn't afraid to take some risks and keep the ball to himself. Second down and 2 for the Garnet. At around the 30-yard line here. Once again, here's Johnston getting through for the first down. Pick up a 4 on the play. 13-0 Garnet yet again. The score stands 5:47 on the rolling clock at the moment as a part of your third. And this is a very exciting ball game. We have a very nice fan base on hand here for this action. This is just the Riverdale football team split in two, playing each other for an exhibition matchup here in spring football. But this certainly looks like a very nice crowd and has the atmosphere of a full football regular season game. And a pass to the end zone down the near sideline is too far ahead for the intended receiver, Shackelford. Oh boy, it was a bang-bang play there. Johnson had it all set out. And using that great speed was Shackelford, but the throw was way ahead. The receiver couldn't even get a hand on it. It's now down number 4. Ball at the 25 of the Gold. As the Garnet are up 13-0. 4th down conversion on the way. Not too many yards to go, and it's a failure here on the 4th down conversion. It was a botched throw off to the right side of the quarterback, Connor Johnston. So we'll have a fresh new set of downs here. Team Garnet keeps the ball as a part of the spring football rules. Quantavius Brown was the intended receiver, far side, just barely in bounds, and he had to dive forwards in hopes of getting the ball in his grasp. No can do. He made connection, but the throw was just a little bit too low for his liking there as he hit the turf. Well, Riverdale football really trying to get some renovations going here, as we have a nice fan base on hand yet again, and these fans are really curious to get that sneak peek on this Raider football program as a whole after it really saw some struggles from the 2016 regular season schedule. Riverdale varsity football finished 2016 with an overall record of 2-7. They were able to pick up wins against the East Lee County Jaguars and DeSoto County Bulldogs, where both matchups held a final score of 22-12 in favor of RHS. Meanwhile, the junior varsity group finished this past season with a 6-2 record, and the freshman program went 4-3. So that nice JV 6-2 season, that shows you that there are some really talented players in the developmental system of Riverdale football. Here's another snapping error made here. Johnson having to dive on this ball as it's just a bit too down low for him. Loss of 5. 2nd down for Garnet. Once again, nice lively atmosphere here for today's action. 13-0 Garnet over Gold, 4:47 here to play in quarter number 3. Riverdale Marching Band not here with us today to perform any music while the game occurs. They will be here for Thursday night in their spring game versus the LaBelle Cowboys on May 18th. Once again, that game kicks off at 7 p.m. here at Karl Engel Field at RHS. Here's a pass up to the right side of Connor Johnston, and no one's able to get to it. Shackelford was the intended receiver. Here's 2nd down. So although we don't have the Riverdale Marching Band with us here this evening, we do have the Riverdale Cheerleading Squad, as chances are you can hear them making some noise for the crowd throughout this broadcast. Clock stopped at 4:29 here, as it looks like you have one of the Riverdale coaches out there discussing something with a pair of officials. You see Coach Delgado out there. He's the one who's in a discussion at the moment with those two officials. And let's see what this is all about. So once again, clock is stopped at 0-13. Gold trailing to the Garnet of Riverdale High School in this spring football action. Ball right now, just shy of the 25-yard line. The Garnet and their own end, moving from left to right. Fumble. There's a whistle from a referee which blows the play dead before anyone hops on it. Which was a nice call there for Connor Johnson, who almost gave that one up to the Gold defense. What's really interesting is that you have the Garnet offense currently going through a drill. They're dropping to the ground with the sound of a whistle. In a jogging motion, they drop to the ground, push themselves back up. And I can only assume that Coach Delgado, that's another rule of his here in the spring game. That was a very sloppy play for the Garnet offense, so he blows the whistle, and there were a few push-ups being put on display there by the Garnet offense as a form of punishment for a play like that. Once again, no effect there as there was a fumble, but before anyone could get on top of the ball, the whistle was blown. No flags on that play. It's still in the same position, this ball, at the 25. Shotgun snap dropping back. It's now first down for the Garnet. And here's a successful screen going to Dante Quintella. He's tackled right on the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's second down. And once again, Team Garnet, they're the offensive team throughout this ball game. Gold, they are on the defense for this entire course of action. So even if there is a turnover going against offensive Garnet, they still get the ball back in their possession. If there's a turnover on downs, they take the ball yet again on first down. They get a whole new drive. Here's Johnston trying to lay it out to Quantavius Brown, and a screen off to his left side, and it's high over the head of Brown. No good there. It's third down and 10 to go. 3:37 on your third quarter clock. 13 to zip. Team Garnet in the lead here in this Riverdale football team scrimmage. And once again, you have head coach Delgado. And between almost every single play, he's getting in that huddle, directing this team. He's really paying a lot of attention right now to the offense. And this 13-0 score right now, we're in the third quarter, and with Team Garnet getting the ball for most, if not all of this regulation, I mean, you would expect them to really be loading up the score. Here's a rush up the gut to Quantavius Brown, gain of 1. And it's now fourth down and 9 according to the chain gang. So right now, ball is at the 25-yard line. Team Garnet offense in their own end. So another punt is possible here. Cheerleaders here at Riverdale High School having a great time. They are right behind the team benches off to the near side of our broadcast location. They're having a lot of fun here tonight, entertaining the crowd as this game rolls on. Fourth down conversion coming up here. About 5 to go. Here's Johnston. Quarterback keeper gets rocked right down at the 30-yard line. He's about a pair short of the first down marker, and there's yet another turnover on downs. So here comes another offensive drive for the Garnet. It's first down. This seems like a very lengthy third quarter of play. 2:20 left. And this portion of play, 13-0 still Garnet. So of course you can expect the outcome of this ball game to be very predictable. Team Gold, they get no offensive chances here in this ball game. Only way they can win or put points on the board, once again, is either by forcing a safety, pick six, or a fumble return. But Connor Johnston, he has been out there as the quarterback for most of the ball game for Riverdale. There were a few changes in that position throughout regulation, but Johnston has been out there for a majority of the action, and he's done a great job slowly but surely advancing the ball downfield. So once again, fresh new set of downs. Ball just across the 30-yard line, Team Garnet in their own end. Clock running, under 90 seconds left to play here in the third. Now 1 minute to play. Here's Payne with the run. He breaks off one tackle, but then Zach Sanders is able to get the stop there on the play. And Zach Sanders once again out there as the linebacker, really keeping up that speed he has once again. He's very accustomed to that running back formation. So he has the speed and he's able to get out there and convert it to defense. And right now you have players out there doing bear claws and everything in between plays. And once again, it makes you wonder if that's a sort of punishment being put on the players as a result of a botched play. So here's Johnston, the quarterback, ready to take his last snap of this third quarter, under 10 seconds to play. It looked like a Wildcat going to Brown, but Risey touches up on the ball. Flag, or a whistle is blown, 4.9 seconds left, frozen. Once again, you have players out there doing bear crawls and everything. So bear crawls, they continue as we run out of play for your third quarter. It is 13-0 Garnet over Gold here in this Riverdale spring football scrimmage. On your fourth quarter of play, the final one of regulation. We'll be back right after this break on the Riverdale Raiders Football Network. We return to the Riverdale spring football scrimmage matchup between the Garnet and the Gold. Garnet leads 13-0 as we head into your final quarter of play. It's your fourth, with 15 minutes left to spare here in this ball game. Team Garnet trying to carry this game away with the victory, as once again they are the offensive team all throughout this ball game. Team Gold playing as the defense. Right now, the Garnet are in their own end, all the way back to around the 10-yard line this time as they move from right to left across the field. A little bit of a stoppage here as once again the Riverdale coaches are out there chatting with referees here in this ball game. What they have been discussing with those officials throughout the course of this action, I'm not so sure. But either way, the whistle blows, and here we go. It's your first snap of the fourth. Johnson off to his right side. He's running it over towards the first down marker. He may have came up just shy. Off to his right side, he got put out of play there. Eugene McCutcheon coming up with the stop there on the Gold defense. And keep in mind, every time a player goes out of bounds carrying the ball, that stops the clock. So we are now 9 seconds into your fourth. 13-point advantage for the Garnet. Very nice crowd on hand here, really paying attention to the action. And that really shows you what a dedicated fan base we have here at Riverdale High School. Even last season, where the varsity team had a little bit of a rough year, they finished 2-7, as we mentioned a little bit earlier on. They still came out in full force here for the home games at Karl Engel Field. Here they are for this spring football exhibition matchup. Always is great to hear these fans make noise and just have a great time as a whole. Here's a shotgun to Johnston. Johnston, he lets it fly off to his left side. That time around, he's able to get the ball over to Roy Jerian Williams for a brief gain of 4. So Roy Jerian Williams playing that one on the outside, right in front of the gold benches off to the near side. Wasn't able to have much time there on his feet, as Zach Sanders was able to lay him down there for the stop. Now we have another lineup change. Right now the chain gang says it's second down. And now you have a little bit of a line change. So you have another shift in the action. Once again here throughout this ball game, we've had varsity players, JV players, and the freshman guys out there playing the game of football. But they don't all play together. Typically the JV guys, they play with each other on the field. The lineup isn't very mixed when it comes to varsity and JV guys. It's either all varsity guys out on the field or all JV athletes. Clock running with 13:28 left here in the fourth. 13-0. Garnet over the Gold. And right now this low score, it could be a good thing or a bad thing depending on the way you look at it. But of course, this is a spring football game. Everyone out there is having a great time. Of course, things are looking very positive for this Raider football team, as here is a pass that goes out of bounds. Trying to race to it was Dante Quintella. Gets a pair of hands on it, but he gets tracked down. Great defending there by Colton Campbell by the Gold. It's now second down for the Garnet. Nick Rush giving you the play-by-play here. We thank you all for tuning in. What has been a very interesting Wednesday night. Wednesday, a very unique night for a football game. But once again, it's all about the exhibition contest, and either way, fans, they are out here just having some fun. Yes, right now the sun is off to the right side of my broadcast position. Right in my direction, it is setting. So meanwhile, we're trying to work past that, and we have a very long scrimmage at the moment, or a long huddle to be exact, for a Team Garnet, as the head coach has a word with them. Once again, that's head coach James Delgado, who's ready to enter his first season with RHS. So players, get onto the line. Snap coming up here for Johnston. Picks up 3 on the play, and it's now third down. Right now, the play calling seems to be getting a bit repetitive for Team Garnet. Thus far here in the second half, it almost seems as if it is Connor Johnston's show, as he has been out there really taking the body as the quarterback, getting the quarterback keepers in. He's taken some hits, but he's really done a great job adjusting throughout this ball game to this new position, as he is typically a wide receiver. That's something we talked about a little bit earlier on here throughout the broadcast. Exactly 12 minutes to play here in the ball game. The Garnet are up by 13. Johnston trots up to the line of scrimmage, and he gets planted down. McCutcheon there with the stop. Fourth down. Well, just a few minutes ago, I was talking about how you can look at the low-scoring affair we've had thus far in this ball game. You can look at it positively or negatively, of course. Most people, and I think this way as well, I believe it has to be due to the dominating defense. That was a strength that Riverdale has had throughout the previous regular season. They have had a very nice defense that's been able to really track down almost everyone on the offense. They get their man, they target in, and they really don't lose contact with their opponent on the offense. Fourth down, we have a shotgun off the conversion. Oh, Johnston loses it. It's scooped up, and here comes the man to the end zone. Does he get in? Yes, he does. That is unbelievable. Team Gold gets on the board. And it's Zach Luna with the scoop and score. Folks, isn't that something interesting? Not many would expect Team Gold to get on the board as they are not playing the offense at all during the game. But Zach Luna scooped up the ball at the 20 after it was lost by the quarterback, Johnston. So how about that? Luna scoops it up down the near side, breaks not only one tackle, but a pair, and stumbles his way into the end zone down the near sideline. That tally comes with 10:27 left here in the ball game. It's 13-6. And all of a sudden, this game has gotten a lot more interesting. Extra point here on the way. It is up. And is it inside the uprights? Yes, sir, it is. Robin's bow plan able to put up yet another PAT on the night. It is 13-7. And yet again, we have a really close one in the spring football game. 10:27 to go here in the ball game. We'll be back after this break. You are listening to Riverdale Football. It is your spring scrimmage from Karl Engel Field. 13-7 is your score. Garnet leads over the Gold. 10:27 remaining in regulation and the Riverdale Spring Football Scrimmage. Nick Rush giving you the call here on the Riverdale Raiders Football Network. Once again, thank you all for listening in. As just moments ago, we saw a scoop and score touchdown, courtesy of Zach Luna on Team Gold. Very impressive. And honestly, I did not see it coming, as once again, Team Garnet, they have played offense the entire ball game. Team Gold on the defense. But hey, it was a fumble, a scoop and score for Zach Luna, with a 20-yard rush off of the recovery there for Luna. 2nd and 10 here. Nice complete reception to Quantavious Brown, but he is halted right on the line of scrimmage. Pass was complete off to the right side of the quarterback, Connor Johnston. And Connor Johnston, like I was mentioning prior to the break, he has had a lot of hard hits here in the action. He's seen a lot of quarterback keepers, and that time around, it gets right out of his hands. And that's what's going to happen with a quarterback when he takes those type of hits. Right now, we have a new man out there. Screen off to the right side, and this is going down to the house. It's number 34, Eric Molina, and he gets tackled at around the 10-yard line in the Gold zone. Team Garnet with a chance to go goal for goal here, but there is a flag down at around the same time the whistle blows. New quarterback out there now for Riverdale. Team Garnet is Eric Iamarino. So Connor Johnston had that fumble on the last offensive drive for Team Garnet, which led to the scoop and score. This time around, it's Eric Iamarino out there with a nice screen going to Eric Molina. So Eric to Eric. Molina got it off down the near sideline. Almost took it to the house before he was stopped at the 10. And there's a holding call going against the Garnet. Ball is now going to be placed at the 20-yard line. Garnet still in attacking territory at the moment. 9:20 and counting left here in your fourth. It's 13-7. Garnet in the lead. They have held the lead for the entire game. Screen to the left side. And here comes Antirion Payne. Staying on his feet for quite some time. To the 10 he goes. And the pair of men get onto him for the stop. Brent Goodnow got the tackle. That's his first of the game. So here are the Garnet. Up by 6 at the moment. Hoping to extend that right here. 20 yards away from another 6 points. Clock running with 8.5 left in your fourth.
That help?
Ball right on the 15 at the moment for the Garnet. And we have just had the Karl Engel Field lights just come on here as the sun is really beginning to set off to our right. So we have the light system on, and we're almost getting into evening football here if this game lasts long enough. Ian Marino gets the quarterback keeper, just traces a little bit off to his right side there before he took a hard hit from Zach Sanders. Zach Sanders has really made his presence known in this ball game as a defender and a linebacker.
I'm dialing on the Marino part. Line Marino? Line Marino.
So right now we have yet another stoppage of play. As you have noticed possibly while listening in, the huddles have been a little bit longer. Here's a snap, shotgun. He's running off to his left side to the 10, and he gets stopped. He almost made it to the 5. Big, tough hit going on there for Ia Marino. And it's first and goal for the Garnet. They are up by 5 points at the moment. 6:36 left here in the game and counting on the rolling clock. And we've had a little bit of a joke here in the press box. Eric Ia Marino. There's a little bit of a reference up here in the press box to Dan Marino, former NFL quarterback. So plenty of action for the Miami Dolphins. Very familiar name for any NFL enthusiast out there tuning in. Big fumble, and the Gold are able to scoop it up. Retrieving the ball is Clayton Best to finish off this drive for Team Garnet. And that has been a reoccurring theme all throughout the course of this action. The Garnet really get out there, and they're going goal to goal to that point. But then right when it seems as if they have the opportunity to put 6 up on the board, that's when something seems to go horribly wrong, and the Gold are able to capitalize. Meanwhile, we have that punishment out there on the field. More bear crawls coming up here. It's something interesting to see because I've never seen it before in a scrimmage game. But yes, it was Antirion Payne who fumbled there on that previous play. So he was the one doing the bear crawls, yes. Either way, it's a great situation there for head coach Delgado, because what he's trying to do is keep the guys in shape, and he's trying to, have that negative reinforcement to make sure that doesn't happen again. 5:32 left in the game. It's 13-7 Garnet over Gold here in this Riverdale spring football scrimmage. We have a unique situation, players gathering together right now. Looks like a punt team right now. Yes, it is 4th down, so Team Garnet, they're punting at the moment. It's booted way up by Dante Quintella. Return being put into place only for a moment there by Quantavius Brown to the 40. And the Gold end, he kneels it down a little bit off of a punt that consisted of 44 yards. So we roll on with a very close scrimmage ball game, about 5 minutes and a half left to play. And it's hard to believe that Team Gold, they're the defensive team in this ball game, but if they're able to get another score with a turnover, they could take the lead potentially if they were to succeed on the PAT afterwards, but we'll just have to wait and see. I would want to say the chances are rather slim for that, but hey, it's high school football. Stranger things have happened. You truly never know what you're going to see out there on that football field, regular season or otherwise, yet again, as we are in the scrimmage action of spring football at Karl Engel Field. Fans really enjoying this game. And taking in some great football for the first time in many months since November. Here's a very slim pass going to Brown. Brown takes a very rough hit, and he's able to get about 4 yards off of the reception. 2nd down for the Gold. Ball right on the 35, or just short of the 35, for a matter of fact. So the Garnet are in offensive territory. 4 minutes, 45 seconds left to go here in the ball game. 13-7 Garnet in the lead. They're trying to extend the lead right here, put this game in the bag. It's none other than Brown coming up with the Wildcat back to receive the snap, and it's called 3rd and 1 by the officials. Once again, cheerleaders getting into it. Almost everyone here having a great time. Very positive atmosphere here at Riverdale High School at the moment. Looks like the sun is about to finally set. Once again, we have the stadium lights on here at Karl Engel Field. Probably the first time in the ball game we haven't had that sun setting in our direction. So we're starting to get towards nighttime here, as it's 7:56 p.m. at the moment here in Fort Myers, Florida. So roughly 2 hours into this ball game. Blitz being shown here by the Gold defense. Shotgun formation going. Well, it's another Wildcat going to Quantavius Brown. Connor Johnson was in the gun there, but he does not take the ball. Let's see if it's enough for the fresh new set of downs for Team Garnet. Oh, it's 4th and inches. Well, hey, Team Gold, they need to remember that they have offensive control for the entire ball game. If they're able to hold on to the ball and not give it up, they don't have too much to lose. After a moment of consideration, the officials determined that the ball, where it's positioned, it's barely enough for the first down, Team Garnet. 13-7, Team Garnet. With them representing the offensive team in regulation, Team Gold has not had the lead once, as you can imagine. And again, it's another Wildcat going to Brown. Brown showing a lot of agility, breaking through 2 tackles, gets over 10 yards on the pickup, but there is another flag. So this could kill a little bit of that momentum that Team Garnet had going there with Brown. And the big talk here at Karl Engel Field right now is next Thursday. Mark your calendars, Raider fans. May 18th, it is your next spring football game for RHS. The LaBelle Cowboys are taking on RHS. 7 p.m. kickoff here at Riverdale. And that's what this Garnet and Gold scrimmage game is all about. Coach Delgado really wants to take a big look at these kids. It's the first time he's seen them in actual football in an organized scrimmage game. So he has a pretty good idea right about now of who he wants to see in that spring game next Thursday and who he thinks can really dominate and be a leader against LaBelle. Still 13-7. Garnet over Gold. We have exactly 2 minutes left to play here in the game. Ball at the 35, Garnet and the Gold end. So here's the snap. Cruising off to his right side is Johnston. This is the first time in many plays he's had possession, and he has 3 defenders on him. And finalizing it all with a tackle is Colton Campbell. Playing the defensive line here in today's action. Now coming into the game for the Garnet offense is Noah Benintende for Giancarlo Velez. Benintende, he's seen some action tonight as a placeholder for PATs and field goals. And he is coming out. The play is a wide receiver on the offensive line. Long huddle coming here for Team Garnet. So let's see what comes out of this. Lots of silence here at Karl Engel Field. Some anticipation builds for what is planned next. Clock is frozen at 1 minute 15 seconds to play here in this ball game. Team Garnet up by 5 over Team Gold. Looks like a timeout was called here by Team Garnet. It's their first of the half. That's the first timeout of the second half as a whole, believe it or not, between either teams. There was 1 timeout in the first half, second quarter to be exact. And that timeout was caused by Team Garnet. Now here in the second half, it's Team Garnet once again with the lone stoppage of play. And here's Dante Quintella with a nice pass on the left wing side. And he gets flattened with an aggressive hit by Roy Alexander. Oh boy, Roy Alexander. He was all over Dante Quintella there. And now under a minute left to play, 50 seconds to be exact, 13-7 Team Garnet. Final plays come into effect, and there is a violation. So here's a penalty going against either the offensive or defensive line. It's a false start against Team Garnet. 3rd down is the current scenario. 45 seconds remain. Clock stopped. In the gun is Johnston. Johnston takes no steps. He's able to air it out to Zach Sandstedt. And he gets pulled back after a gain of about 4. It's 4th and about 5 to go for the Garnet. 27 seconds remaining, and yet another timeout is called by the Garnet. That's their second here of the half. Team Gold, if they ever needed to spend any timeouts, they still have all 3 remaining. Team Gold, or Garnet, excuse me, as of right now, they have only 1 left. If this were a real game, they're in the lead, so they wouldn't necessarily need the timeout. But this is a scrimmage game, and Delgado wants to make sure that the boys get their practice in.
27 seconds remain in the scrimmage.
27 seconds left here in the ball game. Here we go. A lot of pressure for this one. 3rd and 5. Here's Johnson dropping back with 3 steps. Going deep to Quintella, and it's picked off. Out of play, Myquan Shackelford eats that one right up with his first INT of the ball game. But since he got pushed out of the play, the Garnet get it right back. So most likely that will preserve the lead for them to finish the game. Exactly 20 seconds left here in the ball game. It's still 13 to 7 as the Garnet will get the ball back. As once again they're the offensive team. This Gold defense, it is something to really be impressed with. They have been really able to keep this a low-scoring ball game. Believe it or not, it was a bit more high-scoring than last year's spring scrimmage here at Riverdale. 7-0, Team Gold won over Team Garnet last season. The rules were a little bit different, however. It's 4th down. Here's a punt. Clock runs down to 15 seconds off of this kick. That's an end-over-end. And gunning it down the near side is Dante Quintella. And whistle blows as he gets across the 40-yard line. 10 seconds left. Well, the rules were a little bit different in that ball game because both teams played offense and defense compared to the rules that we have right now here in this action, where Team Gold, they play defense the entire matchup, and Team Garnet is the offense. And it looks like this may be the end of this spring ball game. Yes, sir, it is. At the end of 4 quarters, it is 13 to 7. The Garnet defeat Team Gold 13 to 7. Excuse me there. What a game it's been. Time for me to get a drink of water because this has been fast-paced, no doubt about it. 13 to 7 once again. Garnet over Gold. And folks, remember, your next Riverdale spring football game, it's Thursday, May 18th versus the LaBelle Cowboys. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Riverdale versus LaBelle. It's sure to be a great one. If you'd like to come out to the action here at Riverdale High School, tickets are $6 a piece for that one. And if you can't make it out, feel free to tune in here to the Riverdale Raiders broadcast network. Yours truly, Nick Rush, will be giving the call for that one. And as always, thank you for listening on this Wednesday evening. One final time, this is Nick Rush giving you the call of the game on the Riverdale Raiders Football Network. 13 to 7. Team Garnet remains victorious. Have a great and safe rest of your Wednesday night.